You know, you've always got to treat each person as equal. No matter what colour we are, we got to be equal. But with the Indigenous people, speak in a way that's understandable, I guess. Not too much jargon. Jargon doesn't get us anywhere, you know, with the Indigenous people. It's just, yeah, I'll agree to everything you say, just to make you happy and get off my back.
Well, you can't ask too many questions for community people, but sometimes they pull you up and say, nah, we'll just tell you this bit now, and when you get your little bit of trust, we can tell you a little bit more on other things, you know. Not always is just going to come out in flow. We can only talk so much.
When working with Indigenous people, you may need to try different approaches. Age, gender and respect are very important.
Generally, male will see female clinician and female will see male clinician. But when it comes to things sensitive, our men out in our communities and our women will tell you that they want that same sex to see them in that clinical consult.
You also have to be careful about how you speak to older people.
When people start putting their head down and looking at their toe and you're talking, you're getting nowhere. You got to change your approach on how to get that message across, or that treatment, you know, or that you're trying to get that patient to tell you what's wrong with them. So you got to change your approach on that area, you know? Because you might say something that have been offensive to them, and then when they walk at their door and say, yeah, I'll come back, then when you go see them later on, say, nah, I don't want to talk to that doctor or nurse. I feel hurt. But little do they know that they just hurt that person.
If you do make a mistake, apologise and move on from it. Don't labour it.
This has to be done so I can graduate and get my certificate.
Building relationships is paramount in working as a team, and in the community clinic, it's teamwork that is the key to providing a system that is going to work.
It's important that you work, we get along and we work together, because that's all you got is me, and that's all I got is you. And we're going to see each other 8 hours, 9, 10 hours a day. We're going to be just about in each other's pocket.
There needs to be teamwork in a health centre environment, because one, a non-Aboriginal person's never going to really fully understand the cultural implications from a non-Aboriginal person's perspective in relation to health. Health is just one part of Aboriginal people. So your illness as an Aboriginal person, you're not sitting there usually concerned about your illness. That's only one part of it. It's how you being unwell relates to your kids, your family, your uncle, your auntie, your nana. It's looked at in a holistic family perspective in a community, and then the wider implications in that community context.
Sometimes if there's an emergency, a patient may have a lot of family coming to the clinic.
But the family could be, 50% of the community, or it could be the whole community waiting outside the door, knocking.
For an Aboriginal person, that one Aboriginal person is related to everybody in that community. So when an emergency occurs, everybody rushes into the community because they're concerned and they're worried about their family member. So you're not going to have their immediate family attend the clinic. You'll have the whole community converge on the clinic because they're worried for their family member.
Emergencies in communities can be very challenging. There may be panic and strong emotions. Whatever the circumstances, you need to work closely with your health worker and to listen to senior community members if they are available. Whatever the emergency, the relationships you have developed and the trust that you've built will go a long way to help in these situations.
From living at Kalkarinji for 6 years, I quickly worked out that us Kadia come in one of two packages. One is we're either really technically proficient at what we do, really great at what we do, or we're a kariya who's really good at communication. And I think understanding that when we come into a community, we're a blend of these things, we're not perfect, and that we can be a good doctor, but we're only as good a doctor as the people we can communicate with and have them understanding what we're doing.
You're at school the way at Ballarat, eh? Yeah? You like it? Yeah? Been playing some footy? Yeah? And you've been well? That's good.
When working with Indigenous people, you may need to try a different approach. Here are some examples that might help you. Remember that these are only a few things, and that if you are unsure about anything, you need to ask your health workers, community elders and Katherine West Health Board members. Take time to get to know your community. Be patient, listen and get involved. Don't expect to be accepted immediately. It takes time to build good relationships. You must always make sure that your message is understood. Just because a patient is nodding their head doesn't mean that they understand you.
I think it might be a good idea maybe if we go and get someone else who can help us to communicate and talk about this.
Use plain English and work with your health worker to communicate your message. Be aware of how you talk to community members. You must respect age and gender.
So you done that shop yesterday?
Standing over people
You can't eat that junk food, it's going to kill you.
or touching can sometimes be seen as disrespectful. You need to be aware of culturally sensitive issues. For example, health workers may not be able to treat members of their own family.
How come you couldn't see him? You couldn't even look at him?
No, it's my poison cousin.
Always remember that if you have any questions regarding these issues, make sure you ask your health workers, community elders and Katherine West Health Board members.